talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
I'm not talking. Girl, no. I'm not talking. Not unless y'all giving me likes. Okay? And 2,000 or more subscribers every week until we hit 100K by my birthday. You hear me? Okay, well, good. Hey, bitch. Listen, I am here for us to talk more about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, we have to get into a sneak peek of tonight's episode where Angela is going to be diving deeper into finding out who sent you. Who the sent you, sir, to come for me in the way that you have? I need answers and I need them tonight. So we're going to get into that. There's been audio that's been leaked. It appears on both sides where people have been alleging, it was Miss Phaedra, it was not Phaedra. I don't know. We'll get into it in just a second. Before we get into that, I want us to check out a bit more of the sneak peek interview that Simon Guobadia had with Page Six discussing Miss Porsha Williams, okay? So we'll go ahead and tap into that. Make sure you guys are coming into the video, you're liking the video, commenting, subscribing, doing all of the great things that I would like to see you guys do. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right.
Do you feel that you have a relationship with her daughter?
I don't have a relationship with her daughter, simply because I've in the past, I found myself where when I separate from any of my exes with children, there's a tendency for them to use their children to get back at me, to try to come back into my life. And Portia's no exception. She sent me a text telling me that her daughter misses me. And I didn't respond because there was a concerted effort at some point that she realized she had made a mistake, and wanted to reconcile. At that point, I was done.
Did Portia have a relationship with this son of yours that she sent his mother money for?
Not particularly. My boys were with me for the last 5+ years. They
Do you feel that you have?
All right, y'all. Listen, Simon's gonna be on this. Simon's gonna be in this place where he, in my opinion, you know how like Peter Thomas continues to come back and shares his thoughts about Real Housewives and stuff. Although I know it's a bit different because with Peter, he was actively around these ladies, so he'll come back damn near every other month. Okay, every month, every year, having his say when it comes to these housewives, right? And I don't know if that's what he does in an effort to make himself continue to make himself relevant, or if people are actually asking him to speak on these things. But I feel like that is the same thing that Simon is going to do when it comes to Porsha. I feel like Simon is going to be doing it from an angle of until I feel like I've been fairly treated. Okay, until things begin to shift in my direction as far as things being good, I'm gonna continue to speak. I don't know, he might speak forever. Okay, he might speak forever, especially for him to be a person to feel like he was targeted. If he feels like he was targeted by Portia, his entire view of her has changed. So I think he's gonna spend a lot of time, being out here in the media trying to drag Miss Girl. I'm somewhere between like it's over, let it go, let's move on, right? But then also I'm like, that's what you wanted, right? You wanted that lady man or that lady husband or whatever he was to her this week or next week, and you got it. And unfortunately, this what comes with it. Now, granted, I felt like there was a little salt that he threw on Fallon's name when they were getting a divorce. So I'll be honest and say I expect him to do a little bit of that with Portia. But child, once you moved on to Miss Porsha Williams, like it was nothing else really that I recall him saying about Fallon. So does Simon need another woman for him to move on and not continue to speak on Porsha? Y'all let me know your thoughts about it. When he speaks on her using her daughter as a way to probably have communication with him and say, oh well, I want to reconcile, I changed my mind or whatever. I don't think Portia was changing her mind, but I think that she feels in her head that y'all could still be friends or something. And I don't know why she would even want that if you feel like this person was operating on some type of fraud basis, and in a sense, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why she would even want that, because I know she was mentioning in court that he put her name on a business that was out there in Dubai. And I think it was going to be something that they did together. But at the same time, he wasn't really telling her a lot of details. So she started to get skeptical. Like different things started to happen to make her raise her eyebrows and want to back up out the situation. But if you feel like he has committed immigration fraud amongst any other fraud that you may be privy to, why would you want to continue to be in contact with that person? Like, I would want to sever ties, because if you get yourself caught up, I don't need nobody knocking on my door. Even, because like even though you were married to him for 15 months or a year, a little under a year, whatever it was, like they may want to come and knock at your door for for the time frame that you was like married to that man. And it's like, girl, listen, I don't I'm not, I don't give a damn if my child said that they miss you. I'm not sending nothing. So it just makes you question some stuff like, well, then what's the real reason that was it the fraud stuff, or was it something else, the reason that you were getting a divorce? Because I would assume that if a person has, done some fraud things that you may question and be like, dang, is he committed some type of, crimes or something? Then I would not want to be associated with them, and I would want that divorce to come as quickly as possible. But for some reason, Porsha still wanted to be his friend. And, when we watched the episode, she said that she reached out to him. He didn't respond. I do feel like she was using the daughter missing him as an excuse to have some form of communication with him. And he was like, he was done. Okay. So that's that. But he also goes on to say more. I want to hear more. So let us see what Simon has to say here about the judge's ruling.
Reports stating that the judge overseeing your divorce case has upheld the prenup that you guys signed before entering marriage. Are you able to share a little bit about what those terms are or look like?
That you receive $40,000 a month in alimony for the length of the marriage, which was 14 months. Okay. She gets to stay in the house, all expenses paid, including the mortgage, for 36 months, up to 36 months. And if she chooses to own the home, she would have to, refinance the property in her name and take 50% equity. She would have to give me 50% equity in the home.
Wow. What is your reaction to that ruling and that decision?
It's
Reports stating that the judge ruling in that decision.
It's basically what I've held from day one about this case. When I realized that I was targeted, I've had prenups in previous relationship, and I've honored those prenups without reservation. This time around, I've chosen to challenge in court all the way to the Supreme Court if I have to. This enforcement of the prenup is going to continue to receive legal challenges on the appeal front.
Okay, so you're vowing to appeal this decision for sure.
1,000% is going to be appealed.
My question is, are you going to continue to pay though? While it's being appealed, are you going to continue to uphold and do what you're supposed to do and pay all of the things that you're supposed to pay? Because he is no longer in the United States, I don't know how that's going to, if that could even affect him. The only thing I would think of is if you're appealing something, then maybe you would want to uphold what is being said. Y'all legal people, hop down in the comments and let me know if you have to. Because if you already don't agree with the ruling, do you have to follow the ruling? If you don't agree with it and you are appealing, you know what I'm saying? Does that delay anything? Maybe the appealing does delay things. I don't know, because at the end of the day, the prenup was already kind of enforced before the official finalization of it all, right? So he still was supposed to pay the bills and things, and he was, until he got locked up by ICE, from my understanding. So that's probably when everything ceased. Not sure, but good luck to them. As far as targeted, y'all targeted each other in my personal, okay? It's giving scam to scammer, whatever the case is, all right? Y'all both gooped each other at the end of the day, all right? At the end of the day. I don't know what kind of lick y'all thought that y'all were hitting with each other, but you both turned out to be suckers, and that's just what that is, all right? And I hate to say it, but I feel no ways. But I know Porsha gonna be so glad when this is behind her. Now, Porsha, I don't think that you'll ever be able to escape this moment in your life like you weren't able to escape the Underground Railroad and the 265 days. Now, because the people continue to bring that up, I think this will forever be a part of your legacy where people's going to bring up you marrying one of your previous castmates husbands, and also marrying this man in under or at least shall I say being engaged to this man in under a month and having him around your child when she really didn't know him like that, right? So the people still going to be on your head top about that until you come up with a different guy. They may still bring that up, but if you get you potentially a Russell Wilson or something, I think people, they thoughts and stuff may shift and change. Do y'all think Porsha could get her a Russell Wilson and stuff like that? Let me know. Not Russell Wilson himself, but a guy like him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like a guy that's very respectful, has a lot of money, wants to do right by his lady. You know what I'm saying? A guy that's so good, they're going to turn around and call him a simp. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, I'll let you guys know that Peter Thomas did come to the front with his thoughts. And y'all, I thought Peter was locked the hell up. Okay. I thought he had a federal case. I thought that Peter was locked down. And I'm like, Peter is popping up like every month, at least once a month though. So is he popping up when he's out? Like, is he doing most of his time and he get one weekend out with the free world? Is that what? Because I know it changed on some point with some of the jails, but if you're doing federal time, huh? Because I could have sworn he was supposed to turn his stuff in like last year or earlier this year or something, but he's still out here with us. So maybe he just comes out on his free weekend to share his thoughts, okay? Because I know that ain't no sale. Because I'm like, girl, that background is looking real. It's giving luxury prison just a bit. But let us check out what it is that he had to say about Simon feeling targeted by Porsha Williams.
I know y'all hate when I fucking do this, but sometimes I just got to speak my mind. You know what I'm saying? I just came home and I saw Simon post, and that was riveting to say the least. It speaks volume. First time he's actually talking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right after in real life, when we all saw Porsha file for divorce, I talked to Simon immediately, and he told me that he was blindsided. So, a year later, he's still saying the same thing. And I believe him. I also believe he was targeted.
Oh, damn.
I do. I don't care what nobody says. I believe that shit. Okay? And I believe that it's somewhat his fault. And like he said, he was in not the right state of mind, and he's guilty of committed, and he think that's something he wanted, and he thought it was real, and it wasn't. Okay? I'm sorry for him. I know what it's like. I was on that show. Okay? But this shit is ugly. And for this man to say he was targeted for like $5 million, wow. Wow. I know y'all hate when I fucking do this.
By the divorce fight.
I was actually going to ask you if this was something that you saw coming, if conversations had been had prior. What do you think Porsha's reason was to file?
I'm sorry. I don't really care if he was notified about a divorce. I mean, sometimes people aren't notified, right? Sometimes a person will just pop out and say, I don't want to do this no more. Like, I'm done with it. I'm over with it. You know, like, I mean, sometimes that happens. Like, was she supposed to tell you? I feel like she could have said she was going, well, I don't know. You know, one thing Porsha can do is fake the funk. We've seen her fake the funk a lot with this relationship online, talking about some love wins and stuff. So I don't know, right? But I will say at times, you know, a person may tell somebody they're going to divorce them, and they may think that it's a joke until they finally do. Don't know if that's their situation or if she just played nice with that in the back of her mind and just decided to make a decision. Maybe she felt like, if I tell you I'm going to divorce you, then you would talk me out of it. So let me not say anything. Let me just go do it. So who knows? But I don't care about that really.
For divorce.
I think I was targeted.
In what way?
I was targeted from day one for financial reasons. When I filed for divorce from my
I'm sorry. I have to say that doesn't sound too far off. Just a little piece as I'm thinking about it, because everything just happened so quickly. In under a month, y'all are engaged, supposedly. In under a month, let you tell it, right? Y'all engaged. Come on now. And then at the same time, you're talking about being targeted, but you were so ready and willing to get this woman $30,000 a month. Yeah, like, let's target it. Like,
previous, so
You made yourself an easy target at the same time. That's why I can't feel bad for Porsha nor him. Don't care nothing about sap tears. Don't. This is what y'all wanted, and this is what y'all got. And congratulations, y'all both played yourself.
Ex-wife, she was in my DM praying for me, and I think I was in a vulnerable position at that time, and I entertained it. And so it just kind of snowballed from there. Getting engaged in 30 days, I mean, who does that? I was out of my goddamn mind to have done that. And of course, I'm paying dearly for it.
Wow.
Of course, I'm paying. We said, of course, I'm paying dearly for it. I'm a hollering. It is a bit funny. I probably shouldn't be laughing, but it is a bit hilarious. Just a bit. Like, okay, that's what y'all get. And shame on her. You over there hopping in this man's DM when you were actually developing a relationship with Fallon. Wearing her clothes and stuff, going out to the club with her and stuff, but you hop in his DMs to give him sympathy, but you didn't hop into your friend's DMs or your acquaintance or the person that you were more familiar with DMs to tell her, oh, I'm so sorry, girl, that happened. Like, nah, you over there trying to backdoor her. I'm screaming. Even if they wanted to reconcile, they could. Child, go away from me. Go away from him. Okay? But anywho, it is what it is. She did what she did, and that's gonna be a part of her legacy, no matter how much her fans try to change it, twist it, rearrange it. Like, that's just what it is. So you guys just gonna have to eat cake, okay? As she was. So anywho, the next thing I want us to get into is a snippet from tonight's episode where Angela is trying to figure out who sent this young man. Okay, who sent you?
Where's Angela?
That's what I'm saying.
Not that's what you said. Where's your wife? Hello?
Hey, lady. What time are you guys coming?
I'm getting ready to get in my car right now.
Okay. Drew and I met with Marcus.
Charles has been in my restaurant twice with another woman.
Okay, so when was this?
Probably June.
You're a liar. You're a bad liar. We picked up on the bullshit immediately. My husband was coaching in the Big Three. He was on national television at the time. I know Marcus didn't act alone, and I know there's more to the story.
He just said, you hopes we have his back. And I was like, just tell the truth. We got your back.
You guys need to tell me who put you in that event right now.
That's what I want to know.
You want to write it?
Let me see.
I just want to know why. What did I do to provoke that type of action from her? But we'll see. Today, I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Where's Angela?
To the bottom of it. The Charles Oakley Foundation has been in existence since 2017.
The key was make sure everyone have a meal. We go to a lot of high schools, shelters. We fed 3,000 people during the Super Bowl. In the Skid Row, we fed 3,000 or 4,000. So we just been trying to follow the crowd and hopefully that other people can see what we're doing and help out.
Hey, good to see you.
Thanks for the donation.
Thank you for doing this. This is incredible.
For tonight's dinner, we have a fundraising goal of $50,000. I hope that the ladies can come together, celebrate our cause, and just have a good time tonight.
I was looking for you, girl. I was like, where's my baby? Ooh, you look so good.
To the bottom of it.
All right. So that is what's being said. So it's clear that the guy gave a name to Angela, and that name ended up being a woman's name. All right. Now, I want us to listen to this audio where they're saying that Angela gave them permission. There's a page on Twitter where they're saying that Angela gave me permission to post this phone conversation between her and Marcus, the SO restaurant owner. Okay. Y'all know what an SO is. Let's not spin narratives to try to get a plum. Your 2 minutes are up. We have your back, Angela. So, yeah, let's go ahead and check this audio out and see what the people had to say.
Yeah, Athens is a small town, girl.
I know.
And I'm sure you know. It's a very small town, and everybody kind of knows everybody there, and everybody too also kind of protects everybody there.
I get it. So I want you to still be in good graces with your family, but I still have to protect myself, and I want you to be protected. But I didn't lie on you, but you lied on me. So you have to just make it right.
And I did. And I want you to understand, I truly meant that apology I gave you the other day. I couldn't even eat for like 24 hours, Angela. I felt disgusted that happened. And
so what was it like? Was it a phone call like, hey, I need you to meet me here? Because how did it come about? And I know at the table you said, well, you know how this goes. I truly don't. I don't know how this works. I don't know how it works.
All right. Let me go back because it looked like, was there a little message here? This guy is really saying, I know him. What in the world is going on? Okay. So I guess this person is interacting with Angela. All right. So that's part of the conversation. But it didn't really tell me a whole lot of anything. He just said, you know how this goes. But when he says that, what I'm thinking in my head is, you know, they set people up on these shows, okay, to pull stunts on these shows. You know how I go. People come up here with lies and stuff. Well, there is more audio that is a bit longer that we're going to get into. And this one says, Marcus denies Angela Oakley's Phaedra Park setup rumors. This is what she did say over on the Carlos King podcast, that it was Phaedra. And the person says, Angela hired a private investigator to air out his dirty laundry. During filming, a man named Marcus approached Angela, asking her to speak off camera about something important that she might not know about Charles that allegedly happened at his restaurant. Okay, so they're giving credit to a podcast named Alex and Marcus. So there's also some info here. Let me show you guys. I guess there are some tweets where it says, bro, so did Phaedra tell you to share that information on TV or not? That's all I care about. So then Marcus sends them a link to the podcast and says, and I'll see y'all later today for more story time. Only mine isn't made up for someone's podcast, and ask Angela. So then the person, Alex, says Phaedra did not. Angela is working overtime to paint a narrative, but the truth is we don't know Phaedra, and I'm over the Phaedra slander. Nothing. And then the person says nothing. Angela is a liar. She knows Phaedra ain't saying nobody. So I don't know what the hell is going on at this point. Why would she even say that it was Phaedra if it wasn't? We do know that it was a woman that sent him, because he wrote a name down, and from that name that was written down, she said she mentioned her. So let's hear what they have to say here.
Angela about everything.
You did.
So let's see how cute it plays out. But
yeah, I mean, I think we already have an idea of how Angela plays this.
She's definitely gonna play the victim.
I mean, we've already seen the clips already. She's in therapy crying about me.
Therapy with Suzanne.
I do want to just say this, like, you know, obviously there's a whole social media aspect to any reality show, right? And I clearly think that social media had a reaction to me last night, you know?
Absolutely.
And we filmed it a year ago. So,
which is so wild.
You know, it's like, for you and I, we totally have checked out of it. We moved on. You know, we started our podcast in January, talking about, we know this is happening soon. It's been 6 months since then, and now here we are.
Here we are.
In real time.
Real time finally here to relive the moment.
And reliving it now. So that's always interesting, right?
Very much so.
You went through it already with You, Me, and My Ex. So did I. You were on True Life on MTV, so you went through it then as well. So there's just so many layers to like reality TV, from when you film it to when it airs, and now there's a third component for it for Housewives,
social media,
the reunion and the social media aspect of it, right? And I just feel like the one thing that I think I want to just address is that, you know, I'm not perfect, you know.
And Cordell is not perfect by far.
Thank you for that quote, Porsha. And I know that people feel like they are, quote unquote, airing out my dirty laundry with things that happened when I was 19, and thinking that they use it against me. But the truth of the matter for me is that, like, I am very transparent with my family. You know, I have a great support system of friends around me. I've been able to really rebuild my life since then.
Hired a private investigator and dug up this dirt. Yes. The only person who knew this dirt, who then all of a sudden a Stan page has come out and is now releasing this dirt. So we know it's Angela. We're not going to play the game. Yeah. I mean, we have our own receipts against Angela. So let's say the name. So
it's Angela.
But that's it. Well, I don't know. And I say this though, okay? Because sometimes these fan pages be better than investigators. So it probably didn't take much for them to dig all the information up on their own, right? They could have did their own little background check to find, people like to get in folks' business. Why you think Miss Edie over there tied the hell up? Because the way people was digging in her business. So I don't know if it was Angela, but this is how they are feeling. Angela felt like it was Phaedra. She said the guy told her it was Phaedra. More information is being leaked out about somebody's, criminal history or whatnot, and they feeling like Angela did it because they feel like Angela was the only one that had access to the information. So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think.
Angela has decided to
in some way about me, and has just. First off, let's say this. You're right. She had a private investigator investigate me and Alex. And we realized that once we went to this coffee shop scene with Angela and Drew. And she basically told us, like, I already knew she had somebody that was following me because they approached me. Alex didn't know, but she said certain details that Alex was like, there's no way a random person would have known that. And that's where I was like, this is getting weird because if I'm just some random fan, as you called me, who didn't know who you or your husband was.
Why are you spending your money and resources?
You spent money researching me. Angela had multiple phone calls where things were discussed. So it gets weird that you then say, oh, this isn't true, or that's not true, or that, and really trying to spin the narrative and then essentially blackmail me.
And like, let's be real, because what?
Well, I don't know, guys, because I do feel like if you're a random person that could just walk up on set and just do something like that, and she don't really know you, I feel like a lot of the housewives probably would have ran a background check on y'all. Like, I don't know who this person is. I need to know who would even put certain narratives out there about my family, whether they true or not. Now, it don't mean that the stuff that's being said is not true. I don't know. But I feel like when you put people in positions like that to make them feel uncomfortable or whatever and feel as though there is an attack on their family, then I feel like they are going to run checks on you. Okay? And the stuff, and it doesn't mean that what's being said is true. They need to know who they're dealing with, right? Because if you're comfortable to operate that way in that space, what else are you comfortable and capable of doing? I need to know who I'm dealing with, right? But at the same time, it could be that what's being said is potentially true. And if it is true, again, you're capable of anything. I need to know who I'm dealing with. So, I mean, I feel like anybody would do that.
Angela did, and everybody was like, oh my god, are you have ties to the mob? No, what this greasy bitch did was she simply got one of her cousins, Ray Ray and them, to come over to the restaurant to get Marcus to change his story because she did not want the surveillance footage from the restaurant to get out because she has been combating the fact that her husband is still unfaithful, allegedly, to this day. So that's what she didn't want, and it would probably be a shame if, whoever this woman was to come forward and we knew who she was and we had planned on, inviting her on the podcast or something. That would be terrible. But, Angela's not the only one who knows people from Atlanta,
Okay, so this is crazy. I don't know what to make of it, but if there is somebody out there, just go ahead and come forward and clear this up because these people are saying that it was a woman that they've seen Charles with or whatever. If I was Angela, they also would have had to describe said woman that you're talking about. That's that. But then also on the flip side, you also had, wasn't it Porsha or somebody that was trying to allege that he was dealing with somebody back in New York? And that was something that was being brought up earlier on in the season. So I don't know. It does make me feel like where there is smoke, there is fire. Okay. Don't know if Charles is still out there doing that. You would think that at an older age, they'll be tired as hell, but they really don't be getting tired. Okay. The people don't get tired till they dead, honey, or until their limbs are no longer working. But even then they still got a little piece of time in them. So I don't know what's going on, but, if it's not true, I think that's just messy and messed up. To come to somebody else's event to tell somebody about their husband and all, it was just messy. All right, but that's what the people want, right? Y'all want the messiness so y'all can continue to watch the show. So that's that. Leave your thoughts and comments down below about everything that we discussed today. Of course, I am JamiThatsMe. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also like up the video. All right, you can catch me on social media at JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agents. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim, on a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film.